Can I say that on this channel? Well, if there was ever a time, today would be the day. Today I want to tell you something that happened to us that really sucked, but it's actually going to benefit you because I'm going to basically give it away. Bottom line is this, e-commerce business, it is hard. If you're not getting sued by some ambulance chasing lawyer, you're having to deal with tariffs. And if that's not a big enough issue, then you got to find new vendors because vendors are going out of business. And then ingredients, customer costs, everything is going sky high. But the deal that we got dealt the other day, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, it could ruin us. It's like, seriously, it's like, could the universe just toss us a bone? Apparently it tossed us a bunch of mislabeled product. All right, so this pallet that you see right here is one of about 10 pallets. 10 pallets worth of soft putty. Well, it says soft putty, and in the case, or in the box, it says soft putty, but when you actually open it, it's regular putty, not soft. So, so the other day we get this order of what we thought was going to be putty coming into our warehouse. And we got it, and I got an email from the team here. It said, hey, we got all of our soft putty in. I go, soft putty? I'm like, we don't need any soft putty. What are you talking about? We need putty. We don't need soft putty right now. We've got enough inventory. And so I said, hey, open it up. Is it soft? They're like, yeah, it feels like good. And I said, hold on, I'll be right over. And so I came over, I grabbed one, and right away, I knew what happened. The lab mislabeled our putty. They put the soft putty label on it. What am I gonna do? So I called my lab up, I said, hey, we got a big problem. You mislabeled the putty. They go, we did? And I said, yeah, you did. Do you want us to send it back so you can like peel off all the labels and put the new label on? They said, we can't do that. I go, what do you mean you can't do that? They're like, no, that's not how it works. We can't literally do that. We don't have the capacity. We also don't have the ability to just peel a label off and put a new label on. It just doesn't work like that in terms of the filling and the manufacturing process. So I said, what the hell am I supposed to do? It's mislabeled. I can't sell this on Amazon or my website, and when somebody gets it, I'm like, no, I promise it's putty, just try it, but it says soft putty. In the world of reviews, in the world of customer service, in the world of everybody freaks out over things that aren't right, this would be a customer service disaster of epic proportion. We also can't afford to sell it as soft putty because it's harder than soft putty. And people are particular, and they notice things. And so I went to my lab, I said, all right, well, if you can't fix this, you got to give me my money back. They said, well, we can't do that either. We're not going to lose, X number of dollars. I'm like, so what the hell am I supposed to do? They're like, well, let us get back to you. And so already my mind went into like overdrive. I'm like, all right, so how am I going to solve this problem or situation? Because it's a lot of inventory. And so they got back to me. They said, we'll split the cost with you. I'm like, that still doesn't do me really any good. Splitting the cost or making me like less lose money isn't a good solution. And they're like, well, sorry, but that's the best that we can do. And I said, well, how is this even possible? It's your mistake. They're like, yeah, but mistakes happen, and we can't endure that expense of remaking it. We don't have the margin. We don't have the money to do it. And so, anyway, long story short, here's what I'm going to do. I decided I'm going to give it away 50% off. Because I am still having to pay for it, it is half price, basically, for me. And so, what I thought I would do is give it to you at half price. If you guys are interested in grabbing the mislabeled putty, I've got a special link down below. You've got to go through that link. You can grab 2 for 1. If you want to grab 10 for the price of 5, do it. If you want to grab 20 at the price of 10, do it. If you want to grab 2 at the price of 1, do it. I need to move this inventory, and so I need your help. It is putty, just with the label on. That's wrong. It says soft putty. It's still putty, but it's labeled soft putty. So if you're interested in getting an incredible deal on the best hair product that we sell at Pete and Pedro, in my opinion, I want you to hit that link down below. I need your help. I'm just basically throwing it out there. I need your help to solve this problem so that I don't basically lose a ton of money. Things have been harder this year from a business perspective. Everything with the increased prices, increased cost of traffic, everything's getting more expensive, the tariffs, packaging, everything is getting more expensive. And I'm not saying like poor me, pity party, anything like that. Just letting you know, and I'm just being honest. I brought you along for my journey, and so this is another stepping stone, another hurdle for us to get over. But the bottom line is, for us to endure this as 100% like loss would kill us from a company standpoint. And so I need your help. I don't want to throw it out because it's good product, and I still had to pay for it. I just had to pay half as much for it. So if you're interested in helping me out, helping Pete and Pedro out and getting some amazing product at a crazy price, I've got that link down below. Do yourself a favor, do me a favor, do your friends a favor. Get putty for everybody. But just let them know that it's labeled as soft putty when they love it and they want to buy more. Be like, no, don't buy soft, buy regular, because that's what it is. Anyway, I just wanted to kind of tell you a little bit about what's going on, because this has been just like the year of like fuck you. The universe has been just like punching us in the face repeatedly. It's been a hard year from a company perspective. You know, competition is high. And like I said, the expenses of advertising, expenses of everything have just gone through the roof. And it's hard because, you know, what do you do? From a corporate standpoint, do you raise your prices to keep up with everything? A lot of companies do. We haven't done it. It's one of those things where we may have to in the future, but right now we're trying to basically eat and absorb a lot of the cost. It's just hard though. And then when you have a situation like this that's outside of your control, you do everything right. It's just another example of shit happens. You've got to be ready for it. You've got to prepare for it. You've got to have a backup plan. Fortunately, we had another vendor that was able to fast track us some putty so that we wouldn't run out of that product. But soft putty, God knows what's going to happen with that. I actually am thinking a little bit more about getting rid of that SKU in the near future, because, you know, when you think about dollar bills, right? All this inventory that you see sitting on the shelves here, sitting on the ground, up on the shelves, right? That's just dollar bills sitting on the shelf. And the more inventory you have, or the more money you have tied up in inventory, the less money you have for the other things that are important, or the less things you have for the SKUs that move a lot. And so soft putty is one of our good SKUs. It's not our hero SKU. It's not putty. Putty is our #1 best-selling SKU. If we're moving about 5,000 of those units a month, and soft putty we're moving around, I don't know, 750, maybe 1,000, at some point, you know, doing the math, it may not make sense for us to keep that SKU, even though at the time when we got it, it was like one of those things where we didn't realize that we were going to have to change vendors. And so for those of you who didn't know, real quick, I'll give you the story. That was another mistake that happened to be kind of a cool mistake. We basically got an inventory or an order of putty, and we noticed that it was soft. It was a lot softer than normal. We went to our lab and we said, hey, what's going on? They're like, oh, we changed one ingredient. We didn't know that it would make a difference. And we're like, well, what do we do? And they're like, well, we can make you a new batch. And so we had this product, it was soft, and I decided to let you guys try it to see if you liked it. I really liked it because it was softer, it was easy to use, easy to emulsify, easy to apply. And so you guys tried it and you loved it. And so we thought, all right, let's just add an additional SKU. And so we called it soft putty. But the truth is that people that use soft putty would probably just go back to using putty, because we have tweaked the putty formula to be easier to use. It's not as soft as soft putty, but it's not as hard as the old classic putty that people complained about being a little bit hard to actually dig out. The new stuff, the new putty, is not that way. So anyway, it's just something else that we've been thinking about and contemplating. And then with this whole fiasco and debacle that happened, it makes us really start to think a bit more about inventory and the best long-term strategic move for our company. But anyway, I just wanted to come on and share something that we're dealing with, and hope that you're interested in helping me out. And if you are and interested in getting a great deal, 50% off basically for a great product, putty that's labeled soft putty, I've got that link down below. Guys, take advantage of it as much as you want. Literally, I got to move this stuff so I don't literally get crushed financially. But anyway, like I said, I'm not crying or bitching. I'm just saying that it sucks to lose money. And when something happens like this that's out of your control and you've got a great product that just has the wrong label on it, It's really frustrating. But anyway, thank you in advance. If you want to help me out, hit that link, grab some putty. The shit is amazing.